We didn't go to a lawyer's office right away. First, we went for coffee. That was her idea. She said it would be easier to talk somewhere relaxed, somewhere that didn't feel official. I agreed. Nothing about that morning felt serious. The sun was out. People laughed at nearby tables. It didn't feel like a day where anything important would change. While we waited for our drinks, she talked about practical things, appointments, bills, how confusing paperwork had become lately. She said she was glad I was letting her help. I nodded. Help still felt like the right word. When she finally mentioned the papers, she waved it off lightly. Just updates, she said. Nothing big. She explained that some documents needed to match each other, that banks and courts liked consistency. She said it was boring, but necessary. I didn't question it. Boring things are usually safe. After coffee, we drove together. I assumed we were going to the lawyer she had mentioned. Instead, she parked in front of a small office building I didn't recognize. The sign outside listed several businesses. Legal services were just one of them. Inside, everything felt quiet, neutral, a waiting room with chairs arranged neatly. No family photos. No warmth, just efficiency. A man came out to greet us. He shook my hand, smiled briefly, and said my name correctly. That felt reassuring. He didn't introduce himself in detail. He didn't explain his role. He said he was there to facilitate the updates. That word again. Update. We sat at a small table. Papers were placed in front of me, not all at once. One stack at a time. He explained things quickly, not aggressively, confidently. He said most of it was standard, that my daughter had already gone over the details. I looked at her. She nodded. I trusted that nod. I skimmed the pages. The language was familiar enough to feel safe, formal, dense. I didn't see the will. I didn't see anything labeled clearly as a replacement. When I asked, he said it was all part of the same process. Everything aligns once it's signed, he said. That sentence felt harmless. I signed where he pointed, once, then again. Each signature felt small, routine. I wasn't rushed, but I was guided. There was a difference. No one asked me to stop and read aloud. No one asked if I wanted independent advice. The assumption was that I had already decided. Afterwards, my daughter squeezed my hand. She said it was done. She said I wouldn't have to worry anymore. On the drive home, she talked about dinner plans. She didn't mention the papers again. Neither did I. I told myself that important things don't always feel heavy, that trust simplifies decisions, that families do this kind of thing all the time. But that night, something bothered me. Not fear. Displacement. I realized I hadn't seen the full document. I hadn't held it the way I had held the old will. I hadn't read it alone. I went to sleep assuming clarity would come later. I didn't know that later would come without me. If you think stories like this should be told, you can support the channel by liking this video. If you want to keep watching, subscribe to the channel. A new episode every day. Cool doesn't always mean fair.